Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Big Jiu-Jitsu Show, member of the Podbros Podcast Network. Don't forget to go to podbros.com and find yourself another podcast you want to listen to. And don't forget to check out our sponsors, Trap and Roll Soap Company and Tape Armor. And you can find all of our old episodes on bjjshow.com. I'm Rob, and look, this episode, it's a bit of a mess. But you know what? It was a good mess. This past week, I know I haven't been on much, holidays and whatnot, but this past week I was at the Austria, or the winter camp for the BJJ Globetrotters in Austria, and I met a solid group of fucking people. And this is probably the only roundtable I've done so far where the people were actually in the room with me. So I apologize for a little bit of the echo, because the acoustics in this room weren't so good, but the conversations were good, and we definitely had a lot of fun. And, you know, I really do owe the people on this episode a lot. And I really want them back on another episode, on another roundtable, so we could talk about more. But, you know, I really do hope you enjoy it. Thanks for hanging in there until we get a new episode up. And, you know, we've done a little bit of migration to Libsyn, but don't forget we also have shirts, patches, and of course the patented Jiu-Jitsu shirt for sale. Go to bjjshow.com and we will have them. So hopefully you guys enjoy this episode, and I'll see you at the end of it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Big Jiu-Jitsu Show. We did this last year. We said it was a mistake. We never do it again, but we are actually doing it again. We're doing another BJJ Roundtable event, and this time I'm not doing it over Skype. It's not other podcast hosts who can barely hold their liquor. It's me and some of the BJJ Globetrotters. So, as you guys know, I'm Rob. Let's go around the room real quick. I know we're going to have other people coming into the episode or not. But after we do the quick intros, we're going to do our shots, and we're just going to start talking. So, start on my left.
I'm Callum. I'm from Durham in England. Second time I've been at one of these Globetrotter camps. I'm a white belt under Marcus Nardini and Lee Kirtley.
Nice.
I'm Stephanie. This is my second Globetrotters camp. I am one of Rob's students.
Oh, that's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, in fact.
Yeah, no.
And then finally.
Yeah, I'm Jay Bell. This is my third camp. I've taught at three of them. First one overseas from America. That you probably figured that out already. I'm a black belt since about 2010 under Marcio Stambowski and Rob Kahn. And I don't talk as cool as Callum.
And you'll be on.
I've never had that said about me.
Oh man, I was gonna say, and then you'll be on the episode tomorrow.
Dude,
as well.
I think I want to kiss you with that hot voice.
Oh,
just saying.
Anytime.
All right, so let's get it. Bottoms up.
Cheers.
Thank you guys for coming on.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Oh, it's gonna be a mistake. So I think before we got started, talking a little bit about gis and kind of what makes a good gi a gi, or good gi a good gi. Wow, I haven't even had like one shot yet, really, and can't even talk. So what were you asking about, Stephanie?
Really just questioning what makes a gi good. Haven't been training long, haven't experienced different types, so don't know what determines to make it good.
It's all about the patches. No, I'm joking.
I think the more patches or the more obscure patches you have, like Alex's gi.
Damn, I've never seen more patches on a gi in my life.
I have patch on me. I have a lot of patches on my travel gi. Yeah. My favourite one being my free hugs patch that's on there, but I've got patch envy with Alex. I need to step it up a notch or 10.
Well, he's got some badass patches though, because he's got like Metal Gear Solid stuff on there, and I'm a video game nerd. And
I have a Star Trek one.
Oh fuck yeah!
He's got the game that can represent those patches.
The what?
He's got the game that can represent those patches.
Yeah, he do whatever the fuck he wants.
Homeboy is fucking nasty.
He is.
That's
he really is.
He turns to be a nuts, but
it's a brown belt that I'm scared of.
No, he's
straight up. He's a beast.
The first time I experienced Alex was actually it was in the first term I did in Germany.
Can you define when you experienced Alex?
It was painful.
Okay.
It was quick.
Unorthodox.
And
I'm still confused.
So it was a tournament.
So jiu-jitsu. Okay.
It was jiu-jitsu,
cool.
yeah. No, I mean, it was a good way. I stepped on the mat, he stepped on the mat, and I said, all right, I guess we're making up the brackets as we go along, and smoked me. It was amazing. I've never been, just so beat up so quickly in my life. It was great. But like you said, he has the game to back up his patches, so. And
100%.
But for me, like, I think I've got all sorts of gis, and you know, I've got shoyu rolls, I've got Origins, I've got Fuji. Like the longest gi I've had is my Fuji gi, which I don't know, it takes a beating. But then again, you know, it also I could probably parachute out of out of an airplane with that thing. It's just so much material, but. Like, I'm not really biased on gis. If it fits good, like you were talking about the Origin ones, those are really, really good gis. I really enjoyed, like, the pants on my my Axiom.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can roll a little bit better.
So I've had, I think I have 13 now. I've probably had some in the neighborhood of 50 to 60 gis. What makes a good gi? Fit, number one. Number two, material. So how does it feel? And then, does it fucking rip? Most of them don't anymore, which is good. But you fit in the material, so the way it feels. So I've had hemp gis. I've had gis that claimed they were hemp that turned out to not be hemp. I've had bamboo gis, right, which were very comfortable, but I didn't really like the way that I trained in them. I would say out of all the gis that I've had, the best feeling gi by far is the Origin. Pants are amazing, excellent belt, that little clasp system, you don't even know it's there. The fit for me is not perfect. It's close. It's a little small, but I'm like an odd, like in between A3, A4. So I'm like the height of an A3, but unfortunately somewhat the width of an A4 if I'm not in the best shape, which I'm not currently. So if I get in shape again, then it would probably fit me perfectly.
See, my favourite gi that I've got is my tatami gi. It's the first ever gi I bought years ago. Unfortunately, since I bought it, I've put on about 20 kilos, about 45 pounds for you lot over the pond. And it no longer fits me, so I'm quite disappointed with that. So I just tend to see a pretty gi and buy it, and then decide when I get it if I like it or not.
It's like jewelry for jiu-jitsu people, honestly.
Yeah,
It's like the new hotness, right? So like, I've never actually owned a shoyu roll gi. They look badass, but I can't wait up in the middle of the night to wait till they like release one. Like I have a couple friends that are sponsored with it, so I could probably get one.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll get one at some point. I'm lazy. I think I mentioned that a couple times. So the effort involved to get one, which is a fantastic marketing strategy, but it doesn't work on lazy people like myself.
Now, apparently the bubble burst on the resales.
Yeah.
So that's all I saw because I got lucky. The one I have. The only reason I really want it is because I'm a super fucking nerd, and I like Dune, and it was a shoyu roll gi.
Is that Dudes or Dune?
Well, both, but
Okay.
Dune, like the 80s movie. That was actually a book before Sting showed up half naked in it, jumping out of his sauna or whatever.
I like the movie. Book was fantastic.
Book was
great.
great.
We're
But
aging ourselves here.
we really are. But
All your 18-year-old jiu-jitsu phenoms
You
that are
lost
listening
me.
are like, what the fuck is going on?
yeah, maybe they'll remake it for like the third time. But
I'm sure they will.
but I said, fuck, I need that
They
gi.
ruin it.
Oh yeah, totally. Like there's
Like RoboCop.
man. There's so much good shit in RoboCop, the original movie, and then they just fucked it all up remaking it, making it PG-13 as well.
Yeah, but go back and watch the original now. Special effects back then are not what they are now. I mean, some of those movies, like, I loved RoboCop. You watch that shit today, and you're like, it's the corniest goddamn thing you've ever seen in your life.
Well, he did shoot a dude's dick off.
Which was cool.
It was, but it would not fly in a PG-13 movie.
No.
Stephanie, are we talking too old for you?
A little bit.
Poor Stephanie.
It just seems like a movie that'd be good to watch.
It should. I think everybody needs to go back and watch
There's certain films you have to watch in your life. RoboCop, Predator.
I mean, those are
think
good,
I
but
think I
if
watched
I was
Shawshank
gonna say,
Redemption.
you're getting a little better now. Like, if you're saying certain movies you have to watch,
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the first ones you mentioned, but, I mean, you're talking like Goodfellas,
Scarface.
Godfather 1 and 2, Scarface.
Shawshank
Like, yeah.
is up there with them.
I've seen Shawshank.
That's a great movie. That's a really good movie.
That's about it.
You know who wrote the book for that shit?
Stephen King.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
I was thinking that, but I wasn't gonna say.
Well, he's
it.
also a
I was wrong.
weirdo, but
Well, clearly. You know his kid writes books now?
really,
Yeah, there's this book and a movie. All right, the movie's got the fucking dude, the wizard guy from Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe, I think.
yeah.
It's called Horns. It's not a porno, right? But you gotta watch it. It's crazy, right? The dude turns into like some sort of devil thing with horns. It's badass. It's weird as shit,
Nice.
but it's awesome. The book is amazing. The movie's good, right? strong suggestion. I can't remember his name because he doesn't use King as his last name. I think it's Joe Hill or something like that. But check it out. It's badass.
Look like little fat shit Jonah Hill then.
Super bad. I don't think it's him. It's not the same guy. But yeah, it's all good.
But no, I think there's still 80s were the best time for action movies, and I can actually bring this back to jiu-jitsu conversation, believe it or not. Lethal Weapon was like that final scene with Gary Busey.
Yeah, well, dude, freaking the Gracies and the Machados were actually consultants on that movie, working with them, kind of doing shit. You've heard the story about freaking Steven Seagal on Under Siege?
Like, Steven Seagal is a sore subject on this.
No,
I'm not saying don't talk about, but we love talking about.
Have you heard the story?
No, please.
All right, so the Machados, I believe, were the consultants on that movie.
Yeah.
And Gene LaBelle was also working in that movie.
Right.
So most of you listening probably have already heard this shit, but I'll say it anyways. So apparently Steven Seagal said something like, well, I can't be choked in like a rear naked choke or something like that. And then Gene LaBelle, who's a crazy motherfucker, jumped on his back, choked him unconscious, he pissed himself.
Hell yes.
And then he was thrown off the movie. I've heard that story from people that were like close to it, so I believe it. It could be bullshit, but I still believe it because it's funny.
What's Gene LaBelle, like you said, the dude's crazy.
Talking about jiu-jitsu and movies, film Red Belt.
Oh, fuck that movie, dude.
Do you not like it?
I didn't like it.
It was a bit of a strange one, wasn't it? And it didn't really have a great ending either. And
One more. Cheers again.
Cheers.
Let's do a shot.
Okay.
Oh.
I thought it was okay. It wasn't great.
I watched it because I had to, because I do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it's
I thought the movie was shit. I mean, I still loved it because it had jiu-jitsu in it, but the movie
It could have been
was
so much better though. They
If-
ruined it with the shit storyline and his wife, who was just a dick. Really. So,
If you want to talk like cinema, this isn't really a movie, but it's a TV show. Most people probably don't know about. It was a TV show about MMA, about a family involved in MMA called Kingdom.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Badass. All right, fucking fantastic. I don't know who the hell's in it, but I've watched it. It's amazing. I loved it. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself. It was great.
So, Stephanie, what action movies do you like? Have you seen John Wick at least?
No.
John Wick is fantastic. I watched John Wick 2 the other day before I came
He's
out
a
here.
badass.
Yeah.
You,
But Paul Walker from Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, he was a brown belt before he passed away.
I know. Did you notice in the first episode, in the first installment of Fast and the Furious, when he's ordered his tuna sandwich and he's outside fighting with the guy outside, he pulls guard on him and he goes for a triangle.
He looked totally sexy when he did it too, right?
He did, yeah.
his hair didn't move.
Yeah,
It's
no.
impressive as fuck.
I want to do jiu-jitsu with him. It's a shame he passed away.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many more celebrities now you can do jiu-jitsu
Oh,
with.
there's lots.
Demi Lovato is top of my list. Heard she just got her blue belt recently.
She did.
Congrats, Demi, if you're
Yes.
listening.
Doing a hell of a job out there.
Representing.
Graham just showed up.
Hey.
What's up, Graham? Yeah, so I apologize. I kind of ambushed everybody on this episode for, I was like, hey, we're going to...
Oh, here we go. Got Dermot.
Oh, shit.
He's
No,
all
Dermot.
dressed
Oh,
up
and he's got
as well.
a fucking tuxedo shirt on. So we got to get these guys caught up.
And you get more shots as well.
Here, Dermot, you can sit next to me, man.
Thank you.
This is a record. This is 6 people on this podcast at once. We've
A round
never done
table
that
that's not actually round.
Yeah, it's a square table discussion, to be honest with you. So we got to get you caught up. What's your poison? You want Jim or Jaeger?
Jaeger, please.
Yeah.
I've discovered it's healthy. It's like an apple.
It's a digestive.
Helps for the digestion.
I'm just giving everybody
Good old schnapps.
some of Stephanie's Jaeger.
Yeah, feel free.
Yeah, I
It's
can take one of
medicinal,
those.
though.
I can take one of those too.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think it's mine.
Good dude.
So how's everybody enjoying the camp then?
It's
That last
fantastic.
instructor sucked.
He taught some shit about failing omoplatas. He taught us how to fail
What type of
omoplatas.
douchebag teaches us how to fail?
You might want to scoot a
Fucking
little closer
loser.
in there, Graham, because his fucking columns running the monopoly on that microphone over there. Yeah, I'm sorry. I see you already drank before we did. Now you got to drink
Okay.
another one.
Oh no.
No. Oh, jeez. Oh, so terrible. Whoa, man. All right, cheers.
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 Cheers, dudes.
Oh, fair enough. So, hey, Graham, why don't you give us a quick intro on you so all the lovely listeners at home can hear who you are.
Graham from London. Currently work in the police. Work with gang crime.
Well, you're a Bobby, right?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
hot. Go ahead.
So plain clothes. I don't wear the uniform anymore, but good fun. Enjoying jiu-jitsu for about 2 years, and yeah, absolutely love it.
Very nice.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go for it.
Why don't you guys have guns?
Good question.
Because we're not all hillbillies.
Why do you guys have guns?
Because they're fucking awesome.
Yeah, we have tasers, but like a lot of people don't have guns, and it's just like the gun laws in like the UK like really strict.
So the criminals don't have guns?
I'm not saying that. We've taken guns off the street recently, but like we have like a unit which is like there's about 4,000 like police officers that do carry guns.
Okay.
But that's out of like 32,000 in London. So shit.
So you have like a SWAT team type thing.
Yeah,
If you get a call where someone actually has a gun.
They will go in. And
that makes more sense.
So we get like different teams. So like there's ones from my unit. So I work like the gangs unit, and then there's like a set from that which are all like armed, and then the rest of us just have like tasers or just like the usual like baton and like spray.
Come on, you've got to be hard as fuck to pull out a baton on some cunt who's got a gun on you, ain't you?
Agreed.
I'd say so.
Let's face it, we don't have the issues that you Americans are currently having with
Big
police
dicks?
officers doing.
Oh, sorry.
Before we get into calling each other dicks and shooting each other, hey Dermot, why don't you give me an intro?
My name's Dermot, I'm from Ireland. I live in County Kildare. I'm about 40 minutes out from Dublin. I work in South Dublin. I'm about 40 minutes drive there, maybe an hour to get into the city. I'm a QC microbiologist. I work in Pfizer in Clondalkin. I've been training Jiu-Jitsu for about maybe 3 years in March. Did about 5-6 years kickboxing before that. And before that I played typical Irish boy. I played Gaelic football and a little bit of football. I refuse to call it soccer to keep the Americans happy, but there's football and Gaelic football, and that's what I played for since I could walk.
What's the Gaelic football?
Gaelic football, it's one of the national sports of Ireland. So there's Gaelic football, it's kind of like a...
Keep the fuck out of each other.
Yeah, more or less. It's kind of like a hybrid of rugby, Aussie rules.
Okay.
It's a round ball, and you ask people about the rules, and like one person will tell you one thing and someone else tell you another thing. It's a total amateur sport, so you get to county level, which say there's 32 counties in Ireland, and each county has their senior team, and they play for the All Ireland. So you have to get out of your province first. So there's 4 provinces. Probably like the American football, you've got the NFL East, the NFL West, or I'm not sure what way it works, but and then you progress to the All Ireland final. And we also have a sport called hurling, HURLING.
Is that like field hockey?
Yeah.
But like badass, right?
Yeah, it's
where like you
as
fuck
far
each
as
other
I
up with
know,
sticks.
It's the fastest field sport in the world. If you're watching it on telly, like sometimes you can't see the ball. The ball is called a schlitter. It's a little small.
Is it a shitter?
Schlitter.
Okay.
SL. Probably the size of a baseball. It's made of, I think it's ash wrapped in leather. So if you get a bang of that, it does fuck you up.
That's about to say.
And
But Harry Potter can catch it.
yeah. And
Does it have wings?
and it's an ash stick. I think it'd be very similar to lacrosse. But instead of a net at the top, it's just like a big round lump.
Yeah, it's just wider than a field hockey stick, right?
Yeah, basically, and you hit the ball and you can catch it, and it's crazy fucking fun.
Fuck me, I need to watch this shit.
Yeah.
So I grew up with a dude, not grew up with him, he's like my stepfather's best friend who played that shit in Holland. And he was explaining it to me. I was like, wait, you play field hockey? And then he pulled it up on the internet. I was like, oh, never mind, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's good. And say like the footballers, every year there's what's called the international rules. So we play compromise rules between the top Irish stars of the year against the top Australian Aussie rules, and it's a compromise rule. But the Aussies are professional, the Irish players are purely amateur. Like they all work during the day, and the fitness levels will be the same. But it's usually good. Like it rotates every year. Like 1 year it's in Australia, the next year it's in Ireland. So it's a good chance for these guys to see another country.
Can I ask you a question as an Irishman? Conor McGregor. You love him?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I feel hesitation. What was that hesitation? Come on.
He's done so much for MMA and BJJ in Ireland. there is like...
Oh, I was about to say in Ireland.
Yeah,
I was about to
there's...
smash my bottle on the ground.
Like say,
He's done a lot for MMA, period.
My man now would be texting me that Conor McGregor's on some shitty talk show on a Saturday night, like, that I'd have no interest in watching that. You know, the mammies watch, but she texts me, so like, you know, she knows who Conor McGregor is.
Yep.
I think when he came out first, it was awesome. He put Irish MMA on the map.
Yeah.
I loved the way he was talking about movement, about being a martial artist. But then, I don't know, when he started talking about money.
But he still needs to shut the fuck up and defend his titles or hand them over.
But that's... yeah.
I'm stop being a little bitch.
That's
Bro,
it.
if I got $100 million, I will be a bitch all day.
Fair play to him for doing that, but he's stagnated that division. So he either needs to say, yeah, fuck you, Dana White, give me more money, you bald prick, or I'm not coming back, or fucking poke it.
I read a thing today that...
and he's not doing that.
I think he's been... Dana wants him to fight in March.
But let's face it, he's never going to go from earning $10 million fighting Floyd Mayweather to drop down to...
You mean 100 million?
100.
There you go. 100 million he earned for fighting Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
$100 fucking million.
A guy that's never fought boxing ever in his life got 100 million for a fight.
$100 million.
But that's just fucking retarded.
Well, that's why he wants shares in the UFC. That's why it's like that's the only way they'll fight again.
Oh yeah. So who in their right mind would go, I know what I'm going to do. I've just earned 100 million and didn't really get hurt that much. Yeah, okay, I got stopped. I got picked off a bit, but let's face it, 10-ounce gloves, it's a lot thicker than the 4-ounce gloves in the UFC. You're never ever going to drop down to 250 fucking grand a year in the UFC and let Dana White and his fucking cronies lap up all the money.
All I know is...
I'm not a fan of Dana White.
I like him, he's done a lot for the sport in Ireland. At the end of the day, I'm not looking for a role model, I just want to see the guy fight. I think he's an awesome fighter. I wanted to see him fight Tony Ferguson for a long time. I think he will clip Khabib. I don't think Khabib's as tough a fight for him, but I think Tony Ferguson would be a very good fight. And I want to see that fight. Yeah. But then actually, after seeing Khabib's last fight, I pretty fucking think he can manhandle anybody. So
yeah,
it's basically that's it. It's the striker versus grappler. If Khabib gets a hold of him, I think that's it. But Khabib is hittable, so. If he lands on Khabib, then yeah, okay,
It's all what ifs, though. I mean, he has to actually get
exactly. If my aunt had bollocks, should be
that's
my
why
uncle.
I just want to see it. We can sit here for the next 5 hours talk bollocks about who's going to win, but we don't know.
Isn't that what all podcasts are about?
This is my first one. I've never.
I don't know how many of them involve shots, though. I think we should have another.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
I think that's a great idea.
So Stephanie, probably as the youngest and whatever, I don't know. What's your take on this camp? Since this is my first camp, and I guess we're all doing another shot again. What can you tell?
Whose idea was this?
BJJ camp. Oh, it was my idea. I'm so sorry, but
as he hooks the button, yeah.
Well, it's a really good experience to learn a lot of things. Yeah. This is the second time I've been to a camp, and so far this one's a lot different than when I went to Heidelberg, because this time I'm actually like partaking in extracurricular activities like drinking and going out and skiing and podcasting, playing very nerdy games of Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm just trying to do everything, and it's exhausting, but it's a fantastic experience. Learned so much, and it's like a brain overload, but it's great.
Beautiful. All right, well, cheers to that.
Cheers.
I'm glad my family doesn't listen to this shit. They're like, what? This guy's done like 4 shots in the span of like 20 minutes.
He told us he doesn't drink alcohol.
That's crazy, isn't it?
This would be if my wife ever listened to it, she'd go, he told me he wasn't going to drink. And here he is telling everybody to have another shot.
Gents, I'm going to head out, but it's been real. I'll head up with you
we'll catch
next
up
time.
Absolutely.
We'll do one full. And just so you guys know, if you get a chance, those listening, to hit up a BJJ Globetrotters camp, don't miss it. It's fantastic. You get to meet people from all over the world that are amazing. Even Dermot. Jiu-jitsu is fantastic. You learn about different cultures. You get to make all these fantastic, amazing new friends. I can't speak highly enough of what Christian's put together. is absolutely amazing. And if you have the ability to get to one and you don't do it, you are a dumbass. Capital dumb. All right, peace out, guys. Thank you for letting me hang in with you guys for a little bit.
Of course, man. Always an honor.
Cheers, Jesse.
Take care, buddy.
Cheers, brother. Here, Graham, if you want to jump on it or whatever. Yeah. It's because you're monopolizing the whole microphone.
Yeah, I don't hog mics, so.
No, it's fine. It's all right.
He's in between the two.
Get in between the two of them.
Yeah. It's all going to mix together anyways. I mean, that's the beauty of having 3 microphones at once. It's probably going to sound like shit, but the listeners.
He's not even going to listen to this anyway.
all 2 listeners, my wife and somebody. Actually, hopefully my wife doesn't listen to this one. It goes back into the whole. He's done like 4 shots in 20 minutes. That's pretty terrible. But no, I mean
We're going to do a shot every time somebody leaves.
All right, fuck it. Why not?
So did we just leave and come back and leave and come back?
No. Oh man, you got to commit the first party foul.
Who's dealing?
I'll deal it.
About.
So Graham, I do have a question for you.
Go for it, yeah.
Because, I've seen Hot Fuzz quite a few times.
Yeah. I have chased a few swans in my time.
Have you ever jumped through the air and shot one gun at once?
I don't have a gun. I've jumped through the air, but there was no real reason for it. No, I've chased people through like garden fences before. Like that that was quite
through
funny.
the fence or over it.
Well, there was me and a guy called Jack that were. There was a guy who committed like aggravated burglary. So he'd gone into like someone's house and basically taken out like I think he had like a cane or something, and basically smacked it around someone's like head. Stole their money and everything.
Shit.
And so we went like we
go old school. We pull fucking canes out.
Yeah, like it was
balls to your guns and shit. We have canes.
So like he was like kind of like a really dapper gent, but like he was just like top hat and everything.
He dropped his monocle.
Yeah, so no, like he was like his family like at his grandma's house. So we like surrounded the house and like. Door knock, and me and my friend Jack, there was like this massive like 7-foot fence, and obviously like 6'4", so I'm quite tall. So like looking over it, and this like guy just in a pair of boxers like runs out the back, jumps over this fence, like falls down between his shed. I'm like, just watching him, it's like this is like the weirdest thing in the world. It's like that's actually probably him. So like chuck my friend Jack over and like jump over, and he just starts running. Jumped about 6-7 fences, and it's like there's a little mini barbecue. As we're running, I ended up like putting a foot on it, like jumping off that, and just like landing on top of him. Like as this guy's like raking some leaves, and like these 2 little kids like in the back garden, like man, like, take your kids inside. Like we ended up like having to like wrestle with him on the floor. But that's where jiu-jitsu comes in like really handy for like work as well. So it was quite funny though. You're just like sprinting over these like little fences, and just like it's like they're the fun days, but you get the other ones which are like the flip reverse where everything just like goes chaos. And
when you were jumping through the air, did it feel like it was in slow motion?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, like it's kind of weird. Like everything happens really, really fast, and then afterwards everything slows down. You're like, that was really cool.
Do you remember it all?
Yeah.
It's like your adrenaline's going to be pumping.
Yeah, your adrenaline pumps really fast. And because I'm quite tall, I'm also like the fastest person on my team. I used to do like a lot of sprinting, a lot of like cross country. So if someone runs for me, I'm just like, yes, game on. Like, this is my time. So like on my team, I got nicknamed the Gazelle because I ended up just running after people like really quickly. I've got like, so I end up just like chasing people, and I absolutely love it. That's my favourite thing about my job. Like if people run off, just like, it's my time.
Do you ever catch someone and then say, right, I'm going to count to 10, I'm going to give you another head start?
Just like,
you know, if we don't catch you a second time, you're free.
I get it a lot where people just, oh yeah, but like, I'm tired because I've been playing football earlier. I'm like, I'm wearing like 10 kilos of kit. Come on, man. Like, I'm not like a 17, 18-year-old kid or like someone who's just like wearing trainers and shorts. But
I do have another question.
Go for it.
Is it true that there's a spot in the human skull that if you shoot it, their head explodes?
I really want to know because I don't have a gun, but if I do, I will tell you. I'll let you know.
I just had to get that out of the way.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
That's right. Yeah.
Let's test it out.
No, I don't want to test it out. Are you kidding me?
I'm just kidding.
This is, I will say, this is does this place even have a police force?
Yeah.
Wagrain? Is that how we say it? Wagrain?
Wagrain.
Does it even have a police force?
Oh, they will do. We might find out tonight.
That's how much Jaeger goes down, yeah.
5 shots.
You guys, you're in it too. It's us.
Well, I'll tell you, like, it was quite interesting. Well, they said it was, the club was crowded last night, but, like, the night before, I think when me and Bierman went out, and Stephanie as well, like...
It was very quiet.
It was jiu-jitsu people and 16-year-old Austrian kids.
Pukey.
Oh. Man, let me tell you. If you're out on the dance floor and you're grabbing your buddies and you're like pulling your hand back and you're going to sock them and then you start throwing up.
It's time to go home.
It's time to go home.
Was that you, Dermot?
Dermot does a pretty good impression of a 16-year-old Austrian boy.
Youthful good looks.
Oh my God, that was culture shock for me at least. I haven't seen that yet. But what are you going to do? So tomorrow's the last day of camp, is it not? Well, I mean, like last full day. Yeah. Full day, yeah. We got the snowboarding competition and.
Yeah, I'm not snowboarding. I'll just make a big snowball, so there's no point.
I'm gonna go for it, man. It's been a couple years since I snowboarded last, but I got a helmet and a GoPro. What could go wrong?
At least before it looked cool.
Exactly.
We get laughed at it, so it's
even if I die, you guys can just recover the video from my corpse on the GoPro. It's really pretty good. But you were up there today, weren't you, Stephanie?
Yeah.
And Jeremy too, right?
Yeah. Terrifying.
Terrifying.
Those bunny slopes are fucking horrifying inside here. 3-year-olds overhead.
At first, like, it was very terrifying. I went down the whole hill. I was like saying, oh fuck the entire time because I thought I was going too fast, but it leveled out. It was okay. It is a bunny slope after all.
Bunny slope?
Yeah.
It had little bunnies on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, fuck that. No, I'm sorry. I say that, but I'm gonna die tomorrow if I do that. If I don't get a warm up on the bunny slope first.
There's like 3 and 4 year olds, like Dermot was saying. They're just going, swerving in and out all the little obstacle course thing that they had set up. There's this one girl jumping with her skis, and it's like, meanwhile we're trying our best to balance and stand up.
And there was one little kid. I don't know. He must have been maybe like 2 or 3. When his dad was trying to put a harness on him so that he couldn't, build up a lot of speed and ski away from him and ski off the side of a cliff. But the kid was doing everything in his power to get away from his dad, and he was just laughing and screaming, and he just wanted to go. Thought it was the greatest thing ever, trying to run away from his dad. And I'd say his dad was like having a heart attack, having shit fits, trying to catch the kid and put the harness on him. So I was nearly wanting to go up and tell the dad, say, let the kid go, put the harness on me. That kid looks like he knows what he's doing. He'll be grand. Worry about me. It was good though. At the end of it, like I think we were up there for about 2 hours, and I was doing pizza, French fries. Then the pizza started going away from me. But I learned how to fall, and if falling on skis was an Olympic sport, I would be a fucking gold medalist.
You never tried to sit up on me, did you? When we were rolling just then.
No.
Shit! Yeah. You were supposed to try, weren't you?
So if I was going too fast and get your pizza. I couldn't get my pizza back, so I just kind of sit on my butt and lean over to one side. But then trying to get back up was it was the hardest thing ever. So I kind of like post and trying to just sit up, like sort of like you would in grappling. It's like maybe if someone was mounted you and you got your hand down, you might try and post and push them off or something. But it's like they're up on another level, so you just can't elevate your hips because of the skis. So I said to Callum that I'd like to try it with him, but the two of us were just fucked at the end of the roll. So I couldn't.
We lasted about 3 minutes of that roll, and as soon as I was on top of you, I was shattered. You were quite relieved when I said, I've had enough.
I would have kept going, but man, I was happy. We just lay there, curled up, fetal position.
We all got a roll.
Yeah, no, it was good. Jay's class was awesome.
But like,
maybe about halfway through, my attention was just...
There's so much thrown, I was just
but it's not even because everything was brilliant, and it's like fucking wizardry. He says he's old and fat, but fuck no, he's a wizard.
His pressure.
But even the flexibility in the legs to get around someone's neck. And
but being his test dummy, for the bit beforehand, I was just like, holy shit, this guy knows his stuff. I was just like the little cradle, like the baby cradle thing. I was just like, worst position.
Were you there when he made me fart? When he fucking
he made you fart?
Yeah. Everybody heard that.
Like you were rolling?
No.
There's an avalanche coming down the hill from there.
No. He put me. He started doing that pressure pass.
Oh, when he.
You guys are very polite. Thank you for not laughing at that.
I did.
Oh,
hey, I'm fat. I fart.
This was when we were before class.
Yeah, absolutely. He when he was showing the pressure
and he
pass.
tried to do a double cradle on you.
Yeah, this was in our little geek session.
And that's what made you. I didn't hear you fart.
It was
loud.
Yeah, look at me. Look at me.
It was like that good kind of pressure.
Were you happy it wasn't wet?
Honestly, with the pressure, I'm surprised it wasn't. But that was legitimately the pressure he put on me from that the cradle. Like, I wrestled in high school, I couldn't breathe. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
No, he's not. He's bigger than me, but he's not. You wouldn't call him a big guy. He's average sized dude. He's probably
solid.
He's 6 foot, but he's solid.
He's about 80 to 90 kilos.
I'd say
Surely
that.
he's not much more than that. He's not like 110 like
No,
myself
he's
or.
What the ladies call a dad bod, probably. I don't know. I hope he doesn't hear this now when he's gone and take offence and come back and choke me in my sleep.
Yeah, I can second that.
Well, I was going to say, like, the episode will probably be published after the camp is over.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
I know he offered us all to go to his gym in Connecticut, but I don't think I'll be doing that now. Because that'll be the last my family see of me.
Just wait until you get the hate mail or anything off him.
Yeah.
Just say, just you fucking wait.
Yeah.
Don't you ever go to another camp again.
I'll fuck you up when I see you.
Yeah, I will melt back keyboard warrior, bitches. I talk a big game.
To be honest, you can pretty much guarantee that when you come here, the standard of the coaches that come to these camps are pretty fucking outstanding, really. You've got lads like Oddy Geddes, who's a very, very good grappler.
Yeah.
And then you got Alexander. He's just fucking crazy. The sort of
Crazy
things
is
that
an
he does.
understatement.
Well, the sort of things he does, like, it's just, it's unexpected. I've been grappling for 7 years now, and he caught me in a fucking armbar when I was trying to guillotine the fucker. I was like, where the fuck did this come from?
In Heidelberg, he actually had a class called Unexpected Arm Locks. So,
Well,
missed out.
if I'd have turned up at that camp, I'd have known.
He knew you weren't at that class.
Yeah.
He knew it.
Shit, there's some things that he comes out with. Christian is absolutely outstanding.
I love the
as
wrestling
much as
thing.
well, my neck and my ears didn't like it, but
Yeah.
I enjoyed the classes. I was exhausted by the end of it because so much of someone yanking your head, doing a snap down and things like that, and hand fighting.
Simple stuff. And
It's the basics.
Sense.
But it's effective, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I've never wrestled.
But he raised a very valid point that if you go to most academies, they don't teach stand-up. And they only do stand-up the last 2 weeks or 4, 5, 6 weeks before a competition. Which is why you get so many fuckers out there who pull guard. Now, when you're a big lad like us two, we don't want to pull guard because you don't want someone the size of us on top of you.
I will tell you, after this, I'll show you the video of the big guy who jumped guard on me, and I thought I was going to get a hernia from that one. But
see, my last role before I came here, we had a visitor blue belt in, and for some stupid reason, I have no idea why, this fucker jumped guard on me. Bear in mind, I'm a white belt, so he shouldn't be doing it in the first place, but he jumped guard on me, and I just stood there. And in the end, he was that light. He was only 80 kilo. I just done the old pretending to hump him in midair just to take the piss a bit.
You really
if you wanted to hump him,
they call it a struggle cuddle for a reason.
But yeah, like the instruction here is really good.
Yeah.
This being my first camp, I guess I kind of came in with just a little bit of hesitation. I didn't have any expectations either.
Just wanted to have fun.
I just want to have fun. I mean, this is a holiday or a vacation, whatever you want to call it for me, and being able to not set an alarm. I think I was telling it was either you or you.
Yeah.
Both of y'all, because I'm just so happy. My life involves setting an alarm, whether it's on my phone or my dog. My dog's like, I need to go out, or hey, it's time to get up, and
I've got 2 kids.
Yeah. There's no option to sleep in, so sleeping in already is just like an amazing thing, and I've got up.
In my household, for myself and my wife, it's 9 a.m. is a lay-in for us.
I'll be lucky if I got because I obviously work, I do shift patterns. I'm like 5 o'clock in the mornings, like my usual kind of wake up time.
That's the thing. When I work offshore, I'm waking up at 5 o'clock every morning and working a 12 to 14 hour day for 3 weeks straight.
Yeah.
So, and then I have 3 weeks off and go to my strength and conditioning facility I run back at home. So at one point, I went for about 4.5 to 5 months without a day off because I was working 12 to 14 hour days offshore and then coming home and working minimum 12 hour days at home and then programming clients and looking after them and sorting everything out for them. It got to a point where I burnt out. And I think that people need to remember that when they come to camps like this or in any other sort of time, they have to look after themselves. I didn't look after myself, and I'm man enough to admit I had my hardest trip offshore, where I was working up to 16 hours some days. Highly technical work. I deal with the new build oil rigs, and we were doing electrical commissioning of a big package, and I was just exhausted by the end of it because I was waking up early to go to the gym, because I'm also a competitive strongman in the lower weight categories. So I was training at 4:30 every morning. I was going to bed at 10, 11 o'clock at night. I was just exhausted, and I actually just broke down in tears in the airport. I was just absolutely fucked. I had nothing left to give. My wife was concerned about me, like she was messaging me, and my head was all over the place. So people need to also, a little serious moment for your podcast, people really need to look after themselves. They need to make sure they recover, allow their body time to recover. So if you are training and you are training hard, and I was training hard, I was doing an hour and a half to 2 hours of hard training minimum every day. I was training in the morning, training at lunchtime, while doing a highly technical job as well. My brain was just completely fried, burning the candle at both ends, as they call it. I was fucked, and I just broke down. It was
I can
the
agree
early
with that. I think
stages
it's a
of
lot of
a
it's
breakdown.
mental. Like
Yeah.
I found, so like not last year, the year before, I was moved to a different team. The hours were going between, so like I do 10-hour shifts normally, but they were tending to range between like 18 to 20-hour days, and you like come back and you have like 5 hours sleep, and doing that for like 6 days straight, and you sort of rack up like, I think most I've done is like 114 hours in 6 days, and you do that, and I'm always trying to train, because I was like, if I don't train, like I feel like I'm not doing something. I have to like kind of have something for myself. Like all you do is work, you're going to burn yourself out, and you're going to be miserable about life. Had a girlfriend at the time, it was like trying to fit in girlfriend, work, training, friends, family, like everything, and you just end up, I did that for about 4 or 5 months. I ended up getting like really bad anxiety because of it, and I was just like, it just struggled, because I was just like, I don't feel like I'm doing well enough at work, I don't feel like I'm doing well enough in my training. My girlfriend's getting pissed at me, like my family just like, where are you, we don't ever see you. My mates are always like, dude, you don't hang out with us as much anymore, and I was just like, fuck. So I ended up just taking a 3-week break and being like, you know what, recalibrate my whole life, just be like, have a break, take time off, do the things I want to, like take a little bit of time, and just like, you need it sometimes. And like this is kind of what I've done like this year, because I've done like the last 3 months have been like really hard slog at work. I was like, okay, new year, get a break, go training. It's like, enjoy it, meet new people, just have a bit of fun, but don't push yourself as hard as you want to. What do you do first? Like open May, it's like, yeah, new people to train with. It's like go full force. And I was like,
Especially in the white belt, where you're like, more people to try and kill.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly how I went into it. I was like, I did like 3 hours like training the first day, and I was like, oh, my arms are crippled for like the next morning. But I was gone. It's been probably one of the best experiences I've had in a long time.
So,
what's awesome is you're from the camp here, you're seeing different styles.
Yeah.
Like I come from a small enough club, like there's probably maybe 8 to 10 of us that are solid regulars, but there's 3 of us that promoted to blue belt recently, and there's 2 new enough guys after joining the club, but they're athletic, they're strong, they're picking it up very fast. And then we've got, I think, 3 purples and a brown, and we've a black belt who we haven't seen in a while. He works kind of odd hours, but here you're seeing so many different styles. Like I was rolling with Graham for about, we did about 7-10 minutes this evening,
probably about 7 minutes,
after Jay's class, and the 2 of us were fucked after it. Like he's a white belt, but I do think he's a blue belt. I don't want to cause any shit, but I do think he's blue belt level, he's good.
And then you had me on top of you.
yeah, and I'm still alive. But we not
different games though. 2 roles.
Yeah.
2 completely
That's
different games.
Like,
you had a very tall, long-limbed sort of person,
Yeah.
and you had a short, fat, stumpy little fucker like me,
but even
who's
that,
just strong and uses pressure.
But we train a whole. We kind of we train stuff that can work in gi, no gi, which is cool. But then straight away, Graham started grabbing lapels. I'm like, what the fuck? What do I do? So straight away you're on the back foot and you're like, shit, what do I do? And then the stuff you do now just goes out your head. But then you just have to say, right, relax. And I think it was an awesome role, me and Graham. Like, it must have been 7-10 minutes. 2 of us were absolutely wrecked after.
Gas afterwards.
And like I'd say we must have sat down for about another 10-15 minutes, and the mats and the wall here are so comfortable. Like I was just, I could actually sleep here. And then I said, yeah, I want a piece of Callum. I am that stupid.
It's a very similar thing.
Sorry?
I rode with, what's his name?
Gumi?
I rode with Gumi.
Jesus.
Who's a gigantic Icelandic dude. He's
dude,
like
yeah.
twice the size of me.
Is that the big purple belt with a beard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
rolled with him. That fucker, he's 140 odd kilo at least.
Holy
Yeah.
And he got me
shit.
neon belly, that
He
motherfucker.
did it to me too.
I couldn't breathe.
Except he was really nice. He put his knee on my hips rather than my belly. I
No,
really
his knee
appreciated
went
that.
straight up.
Stirred him.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
I
know.
got a taste of my own medicine. when
If
I
I'd have
rode
been
with
out for that
people.
big boss burger that we went out for before, that would have been all over him.
Cheers, have a shot. Last one, folks. Let's do it.
I don't know if any of you watch Vikings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Brilliant.
did.
I'm pretty sure Gumi was fucking frozen during that time and he just
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, if they did not use him as at least an extra, they have totally
Miss the
fucking
point, like,
Yeah, but
they
it's,
have
it's all
just-
filmed in
yeah.
your country though, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
all
a
filmed
lot
in
of it's
Ireland.
filmed in Ireland, but I
Yeah.
think Gunny Nelson was offered a part in it, but he had a fight coming up or something, so he didn't take it.
I like Gunny Nelson.
Gunny's
He's
awesome.
very good at jits as well.
Yeah.
He's
And we
he's-
adopted him. He's now an honorary Irishman. So
well, yeah.
yeah.
I saw at UFC Ireland when he came
Oh,
in and
Christ,
everybody
yeah.
was ah.
Which another fucking great thing about jiu-jitsu, a guy from Iceland who everyone in Ireland, well, not everyone, but anyone that's interested in any sort of combat sport knows who Gunny is.
Yeah.
And he's a dude from Iceland, which is fucking amazing. So that's really
See,
cool.
I like him because he's calm. He's calm
Yeah.
and he just moves about. He's got a nice flow to him and
and
it-
he's very,
He's such a good
sorry,
rolling person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and very stoic, kind of like Fedor. And what's the guy? Ah,
His
God.
brother, Alexander?
No. Shit, can't think of his name. I actually like him. He's gone to Bellator recently. More of a kickboxer. Gegard Mousasi.
Oh, yeah.
Just know the facial expression doesn't change. You know, is he happy? Is he sad? I just love that. Could be a serial killer. You wouldn't know. It's just,
Did
there are no tells.
Did any of you see the Facebook post that Mark Goddard put up? He refereed for Gunnar Nelson's one of his fights in London, and he put a big post up about Gunnar Nelson. He said it's not massively professional of him, but he has a massive admiration for the young man because he's so professional. His work ethic is fantastic, and obviously Mark Goddard being a brilliant jiu-jitsu guy himself as well. He's a black belt.
Yeah.
He's very, very good. In fact, did he not call out somebody for a jiu-jitsu match for Polaris or something?
Yes,
a while
that
ago?
wasn't that down to it was Michael Chiesa.
The Canadian guy.
Yeah, no, he's American. He won the live tough, and he was fighting Kevin Lee, and I think Kevin Lee got a rear naked choke or something on him, and Chiesa didn't tap, but I think he looked like he was about to go out, or he went out. I've watched replays and I still haven't decided, but Goddard I think stopped the fight. So then Chiesa, I can't pronounce his name, that's the damn Jaeger, I think called him out for a jiu-jitsu fight. Yeah, I'm assuming possibly Nogi, but yeah,
it'd be good to see. It'd be good to see something like that. And there's not enough good high-level competitions in the UK though. What I mean is like your sub-15 competitions, but ones that you sell tickets to and you get the
Show
top.
a big crowd. And
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
They're
Like
trying to-
Polaris. You have Polaris.
Polaris had that the last
But you
one
don't
was
have
in the
many,
UK, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was,
there's
yeah.
another one coming up in the UK in a couple of months, I believe. I've seen on BJJ Underground on Facebook a couple of guys.
Oh, you're on that group too?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, me too.
yeah.
Because at least I can understand what y'all were saying when you guys posted that.
I've seen because they were trying to match for, I believe it was a sub 84 kilo category, and myself being a Marcus Nardini student, we obviously had to push our own guy. And I think we had something like about 115 people all saying let's get Marcus Nardini. They were looking for someone for his weight category. Let's get him down there. So hopefully that actually happens, because every one of us that are under Marcus Nardini will go down and we'll support him. Because I'd love to see some go and watch an event like that. Now, Dale Percival, who runs Made for the Cage in the North East, he's had a competition himself, like a similar sort of style of that, obviously a much lower level. He does blue belt matches all the way up to black belt matches, and they're fantastic to watch. But because they're not massively supported, because BJJ is still a growing sport in the UK, they don't. He might only do 1, maybe 2 a year, but they're called a Grapple for Glory. So I've spoke to a few black belts that I know that I've trained with on Globetrotter camps who would be willing to do it, but obviously the issue comes into money.
Yeah.
So you've got to have the names to get the people, but then if you get the people to come in and compete, are you then going to get the amount of fans you need to cover all the bills? And it's quite a difficult situation, really, isn't it?
It is. But I think, I don't know, the way combat sports are evolving in Europe, at least. I mean, boxing's been around for ages. Kickboxing's been around for ages.
Boxing's boring as shit.
Well, true. Yeah. I mean, it's just going to keep growing. Like, we were talking about on the mats earlier, just, I think it was you talking about purple belts running a class. Like, it's funny because, like, I still, in the U.S., when I first started, it was kind of the Wild West too. Like, I was a very fortunate person that my coach was a brown belt when I first started. I mean, I was a shithead and quit for a bit and then joined back up later. But, it'll grow eventually.
But what I will say about there are black belts in my region. Lee Kirtley is a fantastic purple belt. He should be minimum brown belt. In my opinion, I've rolled with a lot of purple belts. Him and a lad called Ellis Younger are by far the 2 best purple belts. In my opinion, the 2 best purple belts, at least in the northeast of England, if not further beyond. Those 2, they're like 2 little ninjas. Like, and they're so flexible as well, and they're so good at what they do. And Lee's a fantastic coach. Hopefully Marcus will see that and will award him his brown. He's well overdue his brown, in my opinion, but obviously that's Marcus's call. But I actually travelled around to quite a few other clubs. I've been to pretty much every club in the northeast of England, and out of all those, bearing in mind some of them got brown belt, black belt instructors, I picked Lee. I picked Innovation because the ethic of that group suited me well. He is open to free training. I hate this bullshit. This is your club. You're not allowed to go anywhere else. That fucking pisses me off. I hate that. I had that before at my last academy. My last dojo I trained at. So I hate that. It was, no, you're going to train here. This is the only place you're going to train. You will never go anywhere else. That's fucking bullshit. How are you going to learn and develop as an athlete? So I travel around loads. There was a few that were open about that. Some were a little too far. I travelled about 40 minutes to go and train with Innovation in Middlesbrough. But it's worth it. They're a great team, lovely guys. Lee's a fantastic coach. And to be honest, my game has developed. I've only been there for 5-6 months now. And my game has developed massively in that time. So hopefully it'll continue to develop. Coming to camps like this will also help massively. Gives me a chance to train with guys from different academies, some fantastic instructors. And hopefully I'll be able to take 1 or 2 techniques back and surprise a few guys when they my first roll. They would be expecting some of them.
We're all hoping for that, I think.
Yeah.
Just get a higher belt once.
That's all
and then retire.
Hey, I was just glad as fuck that I caught Alexander I caught him with an armbar today, and he turned around and went, "That was a good armbar." And I was like, I know full well that this fucking highly senior brown belt, who is not a brown belt by the way, he's a black belt, plain and simple. He just hasn't been given it yet. I know full well that I didn't actually catch him with that armbar. He just saw me set it up and let me do it. I'm not naive to think I actually caught.
But you're taking it and being like,
fucking right, I'm taking that as a victory. He tapped my fucking leg, so I released that armbar. I'm taking that. That's mine. That's my victory. I'm happy with that.
Perfect. So guys, I hate to do this because this is probably one of the soberest, even though we took so many shots.
He had 6.
And 6, whatever.
But Jaeger, it's healthy.
It's good for you. It's a digestive. That's what the Germans call it, right?
Yeah.
Really good roundtables, and I appreciate you guys taking some time out to do it. I know we have a a quote-unquote black tie party we're supposed to go. I mean, and honestly,
dressed for
you're
it.
the only guy with a black tie on. So before we head out,
I have a top hat and monocle as well.
go around the table. Give me something just real quick. You want to shout out to people, anybody? I don't care. Just give me like 30 seconds. So I'll start with you, Colin.
Oh, now you put me on the spot.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Your wife for letting you come here.
Yeah. Well, in all fairness, I wouldn't be if it was for my wife. My wife is actually running my strength and conditioning facility while I'm actually out here and also looking after our 2 young children. But if I've got to say one thing is IBJJF, sort out the fucking shit and get a transgender division going. I don't want to see no fucking man at 35 years old get his fucking cock and balls cut off, turn himself into a woman. He's had 35 fucking years as a male. He's going to be bigger and stronger than any fucking woman in this division. So it's unfair. It's fucking bullshit. Yeah, okay, it's politically fucking correct, but it's not. It's fucking bullshit. Give them their own division.
Wow. I think we're going to have to do another roundtable before this episode. Because I really want to talk about that. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So guess what?
Yeah.
You just made part 2.
That's been controversial.
I love it. Let's do it.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
So,
I've not much to say. I just want to, I suppose, no one that I know is probably going to hear this, but I want to thank my family first of all, my parents and my sister. I've gone through I've had a rough enough year in personal life. My parents have been brilliant for me, my sister as well, and my niece and nephew. Due to some circumstances, I had to sell my house and I've moved back home with my parents, so they've been brilliant. The guys I train with are fucking awesome. We're a small knit club out in the country, and about 8 to 10 regulars that were all solid dudes. They were brilliant to me as well. And then we do a lot of open mats, and there's guys come from other clubs, a lot of fucking tough Polish dudes that are living in Ireland and are tough as fuck. There's another guy, Rory McCann. He's actually in a Grapple Kings is the name of the tournament. He's a purple belt 10 planet guy. Some guy from he's Eddie Bravo's first black belt. Danny something is his name, and Rory's a purple belt under him. He's competing soon enough, so I want to wish him all the best. Then everybody I work with as well, who have been super to me all year and are probably really jealous of me at the moment because I'm out in Austria having the fucking time of my life. So that's all I want to thank, and you guys for being awesome. Met some awesome friends on this trip, and I actually do want to see you again. So that's cool. that's the beauty of jiu-jitsu.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Stephanie.
Well, this is gonna sound really cheesy, but kind of want to thank my coach for getting into all this crap. The coaches may or may
He's not going to give you another stripe for that, you know.
I know. But everything I know is because of him. So all I can do is like be thankful. Got here by my own means, so I can't really thank my family for it.
Oh, so fucked. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Thanks for giving birth to me, I guess, so I can be alive to do this. I'm never gonna listen to this, so.
I'm gonna send it to your mom and dad.
Oh yeah, it's my mum's birthday in 3 days.
Hey, well,
So
happy birthday,
birthday, mum.
Yeah.
Probably for me, like much like Dermot, like I've had a pretty tough year, like work, family life, personal life, relationships, all kind of been a bit of a crazy kind of mix. To be fair, jiu-jitsu, kind of a saving grace. It's a nice little place to just like go and like it clears your head.
Forget everything.
So if you're having like a shit day, like, I mean, I see some pretty crap stuff like at work, and I think most people end up going through it in their life. I think for the police, you obviously choose that kind of thing to go and see in some ways, but you'll go home at the end of the day and you take some of that shit back with you, and it's like some days just going to the gym, being smashed by fucking everyone, like coming to places like this and getting the exact same kind of treatment. It's kind of like almost like coming home. It's kind of therapeutic. So pretty much like everyone I've trained with since I've been here, all people I train with back home, like family, like friends I work with, like to be fair, like all the guys I work with, because at the end of the day they put like necks on the line for other people. I think that's just something I really respect. The same with like paramedics and firemen. So basically that, family, and yeah, just a pretty dang guy. So yeah.
Terrific. Well, you know, I really do appreciate you all taking some time out to entertain me to do this, and The goal was 30 minutes. By the time this podcast is finished, it's going to be about 58 minutes. So that's how you know it's a good one.
Man, we can talk shite.
So I think
you got me here. So.
So we're definitely going to do a part 2. I got Jay tomorrow. I think Sunday maybe early if you guys are up for it.
Yeah, I won't be leaving until afternoonish.
Same. So I think it's good. But
I'm flying out of Munich late Sunday.
Terrific. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to another episode of the Big Jiu-Jitsu Podcast. We're sponsored by Trapper Roll Soap Company, the best soap that you can put on your body, not in it, because that's kind of hazardous. And then Tape Armor, which is what's been keeping my fingers safe through this whole camp. And then don't forget to listen to all of our old episodes on bjjshow.com. Buy a shirt, buy a patch. And I'm Rob. See you guys next time.